Welcome in, ciao, and welcome into the channel. My name's Craig, and this, my friends, is where we put the spotlight onto German football. This is a bonus edition because there's no Bundesliga action for a few weeks, and that's because Europe and European football is in town. Well, not just in this town, but every European town and city. That's right, all the domestic seasons pause for the UEFA Nations League and various international competitive friendlies. So we're going to focus on Germany, Die Mannschaft's European Nations League quarter-final match with Italy. It's a two-legged affair with Germany playing at home in the first leg. First leg is on Donnerstag and the reverse leg will be on Sonntag. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into UEFA Nations League for a change. Wow, I quite like the sound of that. What do you think, Gonzo? Julian Nagelsmann, well, obviously, as you know, he's the coach of Die Mannschaft. He's named his 23-man squad. We like him, don't we? We like him because him and I share the same birthday, 23rd of July, although he's 6 years younger and looking better for it, despite all that pressure of managing such a plethora of stars, all with their own personalities. Anyway, there is a 23-man squad, like I say, and we know historically that Nagelsmann favours a 4-2-3-1 system. Yeah, it's the classic FM. That's four at the back, two holding midfielders in the double pivot, two wingers, a number 10 supporting the out-and-out striker. There are some notable missing players for Germany, such as Florian Wirtz of Leverkusen. He's out to an ankle injury. Kai Havertz of Arsenal. He's down with a hamstring. Felix Unchecker, it's going to need an overlay, of Dortmund. He's out with a knee injury. Ter Stegen of Barca, the keeper, also down with a knee injury. And Alexander Pavlovich from Munich due to illness. And then there's a few mystery ones. We can probably come up with our own reasons for it. So Julian Brandt of Dortmund's out, Sergei Gnabry of Munich, and Chris Führich of Stuttgart. Neither of those three, who have featured in the previous UEFA Nations League games, are not in this squad. Anyway, it's time, isn't it? It's time to dig into this 23-man squad. Here we go. You got yourself a drink? You're going to need it. Plenty of content coming. Let's start at the back then. That makes sense, right? And we can work our way up the team. Let's start with the goalkeepers in the squad. So we've got Oliver Baumann of Hoffenheim. He's got 2 caps under Julian Nagelsmann to begin with. And he's kept those clean sheets in those 2 games against the Netherlands and Bosnia and Herzegovina. He's got 482 appearances in the Bundesliga, which puts him at number 18 in the all-time appearance list. As a short side note, there were 2 active Bayern Munich players that are also in that list. Thomas Muller, well, he's 5 games short of 500 appearances in the Bundesliga, and just ahead of him is Manny Neuer, who's currently out injured, which is why his name's not in this list. He's broken through that 500. He's racked up 521 Bundesliga career appearances. Anyway, that's Oliver Baumann. And we've got Alexander Nübel at Stuttgart. He's got 2 caps so far for Germany. And in those 2 games that he's played, he's conceded 2. That was against Bosnia and Hungary. 2 separate countries, by the way. That's not like Austro-Hungary back in the day. That's going to need an overlay to dig me out of that political hole. 4 clean sheets in the Bundesliga so far this season for Nübel. And he's got Robin Koch playing in front of him as a centre-back. More on him soon. And then the other keeper in the squad is Stefan Ortega. Some of my English viewers might be familiar with this guy. He's at Manchester City. He's appeared in the last 2 squads, but he hasn't come off the bench. That's because Nübel was in goal for both of those games. There's your goalkeepers. We move into the defence now. This is a first call-up to the German squad for Jan Orel Bissek. Yeah, Jan Bissek, centre-back from Inter Milan. He's played 8 times for the under-21s though, and he's actually scored a goal. That's impressive from a centre-back. Yep, there's Jan Bissek. Next up is Joshua Kimmich of Bayern Munich, Mr. Dependable for both club and country. He's a versatile player, as we know, but we expect him to be deployed by Nagelsmann at right back. He's got 97 international caps, which is just one short of Golden Ball's Michael Ballack. He's got 7 goals and 22 assists, and his debut came in a 3-1 loss to Slovakia back in 2016. That was just before that European tournament. Robin Koch, as I just mentioned a few moments ago, of Eintracht Frankfurt. He's a centre-back, but he has come on as a right-back for Kimmich in previous games. He's got 12 caps for the national team and 4 clean sheets in the Bundesliga so far this season. At left wing-back, Maximilian Mittelstadt. Yeah, Maxi Mittelstadt. Gonzo likes him because he looks a bit like ex-Arsenal midfielder Aaron Ramsey. 11 caps, 1 goal and 2 assists so far for his career in the national team. Also at left back is David Rahm of Leipzig. Amazing set of tattoos, by the way, and a great performance against Dortmund in match day 26 with an assist for that first goal and a 2-0 win. David Rahm has 26 caps, 5 assists. The last one was for West Ham's Nicholas Fulkrug. That was in a 1-1 game against Switzerland. I believe that was in the Euros, actually, last summer, which was in Germany. And we've got Antonio Rudiger of Real Madrid as a centre-back. He's an absolute warrior, both for Madrid, previously at Chelsea, and for Die Mannschaft. 77 caps, 3 goals and 5 assists. His debut, by the way, was in a 0-0 at home to Poland back in 2014. Very special year for Germany because that's the same year they went on to lift the World Cup. Nico Schlotterbeck of Dortmund, centre-back, or he can play left-back actually. 18 caps, 3 assists so far. The younger brother of Kevin, by the way, Kevin Schlotterbeck, who plays for Augsburg, who's having a terrific run. 7 now? I think it's 6 consecutive clean sheets, by the way, for Augsburg. This year's surprise package, along with Freiburg in the Bundesliga. Anyway, back to Die Mannschaft. Jonathan Tah, Bayer Leverkusen, omnipresent centre-back. Only 4 clean sheets so far this season for Bundesliga's challenges by Leverkusen, and actually he's coming off the back of conceding 3 in that epic game against Stuttgart on the weekend. When it comes to putting on a Germany shirt though, well, he's something of a warhorse. 33 caps, and in the Nations League they haven't lost when he's featured so far this season. He's not shy either because he likes to put his foot in. He's racked up 6 yellow cards. But in those Nation League games, by the way, he's only conceded 3 goals. So yeah, something of a Midas touch when he pulls on that shirt. Anyway, there's your defensive options. We move on to the engine room, which is the midfield. Here's some options that are very, very exciting for both Nagelsmann and all us as fans. You got Karim Adeyemi of Dortmund. Now, he can play anywhere he's asked, basically. Attacking midfielder, left, right. He's even been deployed as a striker for Dortmund once so far this season. He's got 4 caps for Germany, 1 goal, 1 assist. And he's been in the international doldrums, actually, because he's not featured for Germany since the rather mediocre World Cup performance in Qatar in 22. That, though, was under Hansi Flick, where Germany didn't qualify from their group and Adeyemi didn't get a single minute. Got Nadim Amiri of Mainz, who is having a consistently awesome season in the Bundesliga this year. 6 goals and 3 assists, a consistent performer. For Germany, he's got 5 caps to his name, mostly as a sub. He's not really played. In fact, he hasn't played since the COVID era. In fact, last time he played for Germany, he lasted 70 minutes, and that was in a friendly against Czechia. Used to be Czech Republic. Czechia, again, during the COVID era back in 2020. Looking forward to seeing him get a chance, even if it's another sub appearance, because, like I say, he's having a great season for a Mainz team that are currently third in the Bundesliga. We've got Robert Andrich of Bayer Leverkusen, a solid DM, defensive midfielder. His domestic season was coming fits and starts, especially since the restart after the winter break. Still managed 18 appearances, 2 goals and 1 assist for Leverkusen. And when it comes to the national team, he's accrued 16 caps and 1 assist. And he played consistently, for the national team during the Euros last summer. Leon Goretzka, Bayern Munich, DM. He's 30 now, he's a veteran of the team. 57 caps, 14 goals, 11 assists. He's been recalled by Nagelsmann because he's not played, I think this is right, he's not played since a 2-0 loss to Austria back in November 2023. Looking forward to him playing again because he's doing his best to drag a Munich team over the finish line as champions this season in the Bundesliga. We've got Pascal Gross, formerly of Brighton and Hove Albion in the Premier League, currently of Dortmund. He's a DM, but he can, and he's adaptable to be pushed up and to be playing in that number 10 role. He's proven to be an absolute assist machine this season. 7 to his name, 4 assists in one game. That was against Union Berlin in a 6-0 win. For the national team, 12 caps, 1 goal. They are Pascal Gross. Jamie Llewellyn of Stuttgart. He's an attacking midfielder, can play across the park, very similar to Adeyemi. Having a good season in the Bundesliga, 20 appearances. He plays in front of Maxi Mittelstadt, by the way. 20 appearances, 2 goals and 2 assists. And when it comes to the national team, 1 cap, 1 goal. Made his debut for Nagelsmann back in October 24. That was in a UEFA Nations League game against the old enemy, the Netherlands. And actually, he scored the winner late on the 87th minute. They are Stuttgart's Jamie Llewellyn. Jamal Musiala of Bayern Munich. Well, it feels like in the absence of Florian Wirtz, he's going to be asked to step up and play that number 10, playmaking role. He's already played 38 times for Germany. He's got 7 goals and 8 assists. And he's having another electrifying season for Munich. All right, 2 blips in the last 2 games, but he's still putting in consistent dribbles. Yeah, dribbles more than a newborn baby. Overlaid me out of that one. Then we've got Leroy Sané of Bayern Munich. An attacking midfielder, plays on the left or on the right. 67 caps now, 14 goals and 8 assists. That's for the ex-Manchester City player. And then to round off the midfield, we've got Angelo Stiller. Not saying it. 3 caps so far for Germany as a defensive midfielder. His debut, by the way, came in a 5-0 thrashing of Hungary in the Nations League in July of last year. That's 2024. Yeah, exciting options in midfield. Here's the money shot, innit? The forwards, the guys that score the goals that win the games. Johnny Burkout, clap that in. Brilliant to see him being recalled to the national team. 2 caps, and he's yet to score though. Having said that, in the Bundesliga, 15 goals and 3 assists so far. He has played a lot for the under-21s for Germany. Actually, where he scored 1 in 2, he scored 10 in 20 games. That's Johnny Burkout of Mainz. Another option on the top goal scorers list so far this season in the Bundesliga is Tim Kleindist of Mönchengladbach. For the national team, 4 caps and 2 goals, and both of those goals came in a 7-0 dismantling of Bosnia and Herzegovina back in November of last year. And the last option is Dennis Undav. Yeah, consistent bagsman. 5 caps for Germany, 3 goals and 1 assist. And that assist was for Joshua Kimmich to take a 2-1 lead against the old enemy, the Netherlands. I can't wait to see which one of those strikers Nagelsmann's going to pick. They've all got goals in them. Out of all the options that Nagelsmann's got, this is what Gonzo and I feel is going to be the lineup. So we're basing this on a 4-2-3-1 formation. We suspect it'll be Nubel in goal, Mittelstadt at left back, Kimmich on the right, with Rudiger and Koch in the middle. The two DMs, that double pivot, will be Andrich and Goretzka. We have then Adeyemi on the left wing, Sane on the right. We're putting Musiala as the number 10. Yeah, it's that playmaker role. And he'll be supporting Dennis Undav. Again, that's only, I guess, a desirable formation of ours. But it is based on previous games. What do you think the formation should be? Let us know in the comments section. As for Italy, we know the eccentric manager Luciano Spalletti, ex-Napoli, built his success on a 4-2-3-1 formation. Again, very similar to Nagelsmann, a Football Manager favourite. He did that when he was at Roma, and he had Totti. Oh, what a player. Totti was his focal point up front. He then went on to win the Serie A with Napoli, but that was using a very fluid 4-3-3 formation where, and I quote, he was excited by versatile players, building plays and exploiting the spaces that are left behind. So it was more that than it was a rigid system. When he assumed the role at the Rossoneri, he took that 4-3-3 with him. He swapped it out a few times before settling on a 4-2-3-1. And that's the formation that Italy went into the Euros with last summer. It lasted for 2 games, Albania and Spain, before he switched to a very defensive 3-5-2. Classic Italian mentality, right? Yeah, he went in with a 3-5-2 against Croatia. They didn't last much longer after that, to be fair. They qualified out of the group, but then were soundly beaten by Switzerland 2-0 in the round of 16. Actually, he's stuck with that 3-5-2 formation ever since. So if we then switch our attention, which, to what we think is going to be the lineup, well, we'll have Donnarumma in goal for PSG, a solid back three tag team of, triple threat, I should say, of Di Lorenzo, Borgiorno, that's going to need an assist, and Bastoni, Tottenham's Destiny and Doggy on the left. They've got Cambiasso, who's versatile but plays a lot on the right, and we'll call that defensive left and defensive right. It's in the midfield, it's 3-5-2, but they're going to be wing backs effectively, right? So it's Ndoghi on the left, Cambiasso on the right, the 3 midfield of Ravello, Fratesi and Tonali, who's fresh off the back of a League Cup win in England. Yep, Newcastle beating Liverpool 2-1 in the Carabao Cup League Cup final. We've got Barella in the number 10 behind Retugi, who's the out-and-out striker. So yeah, that's the 3-5-2 and the potential lineup that we see Spalletti going for Italy when they take on Die Mannschaft in the quarter-final. Certainly for the first leg anyway. Taking a brief look at the form of both teams going into this quarter-finals. Germany, they've won 3 and drawn 2. That last match was a draw. It was a 1-1 away to Hungary in the Ferenc Puskás. Oh, what a baller he was. The Ferenc Puskás Stadium in Hungary. In their last 5 games, they've scored 13. Okay, 7 of those came in one game, and that was a 7-0 win against Bosnia and Herzegovina. And have conceded just a 4. Contrast that with Italy. Italy have won 3, drawn 1 and lost 1. That loss was against France 3-1. They've scored 10 and conceded 7. I thought it was also worth looking at the last 5 head-to-head meetings between the two sides. Well, Germany have won 3 and there's been 2 draws. The last meeting, by the way, was a German 5-2 win. That was in 22 in the UEFA Nations League. 5-2 that day, like I say. 2 goals came from Timo Werner. don't say anything, Gonzo. 2 goals from Timo Werner and 2 assists from Serge Gnabry. Our prediction is 2-1 Die Mannschaft. Yeah, we Gonzo and I feel that Germany are going to outclass the Italians and win the game 2-1. And that wraps up our preview show for Germany against Italy in the upcoming UEFA Nations League quarterfinals. We'll have a reaction video coming after the show, so please make sure you're subscribed, because that way you'll know when that video's dropped. Also, let us know what you think about the lineups. Who would you like to see pull on a Die Mannschaft shirt? Feel free to drop any ideas you've got down in the comment section below. And I'd also extend that to any corrections that you've got for pronunciations that I've ballsed up. You know, I'm only human. Thanks as ever for the support. It means so much to us. It really does. And if you could extend it to a like, that would be wunderbar. Likes, as we always say, build awareness of the channel. We're small now, but we've got big ambitions, and we are growing week on week with lots of exciting content plans, a bit like this bonus video for the UEFA Nations League. And that wraps it up then. All Gonzo and I want to say is thank you again, enjoy the game, and we'll catch up soon. Auf Wiedersehen and arrivederci for now.